William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I welcome you to another Two Hats special of community events. Let's look in and see what's really happening.
Was excellent, and I think the reason why it was so is great every year, but this year particularly was excellent because it's a reminder what our history really is. Her story. It's not his story; it's her story, and that is not in the school books. It's nowhere. It's a paragraph that talks about the suffragettes. It is the longest civil rights movement in the United States that was peacefully conducted. It took over 70 years for us to get the vote. That's a long time to wait. And we were tortured. We didn't torture anybody.
Where did she go? I'd like to start by introducing Betty Ritchie, who is the co-chair of the committee that organized today's event. And we want to give her a big hand and thank her for all the hard work she's done putting this together.
Thank you, Connie. And I don't know if she mentioned it or not, but she's our president of WIN. We're so proud of her. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I knew you were an excellent audience just by looking at you. Thank you so much for coming to the 95th year, commemorating the passage of the 19th Amendment. What can be bad about this day? Our color guard this afternoon is from the Bryan Adams High School Female Color Guard. It is commanded by Lieutenant Lucia Vargas, and we are so honored to have Commissioner Elba Garcia lead us.
Great to see this room full of very, very important women and men. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me say the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please stand up?
Forward, march. Forward, halt. Then face. Brings in arm.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Carry, time. Right, face. Forward, arm. Forward, arch.
Thank you. You can sit.
Thank you so much, Major Robert Jenner, for bringing the color guard, and thank you, Commissioner Garcia. I'm Betty Ritchie, co-chair with Joanne Jenkins. Would you wave? Of Women's Issues Network. And I'd like to introduce, as I've already done, if our president would wave one more time in the air, Connie Hearn, and she's very good. Of course, just one person or two people cannot do this. All of WIN helped, but we'd also like to especially thank the former president, Norm Norma Menace, if you would. Another member of our committee, Ann Moy, if you would wave in. And I'd like to thank all of the people who are going to be presenting a fantastic program this afternoon. But we're going to do them ahead of time. And you know, the chairs and the podium and the tables don't get together in a room outside and decide to come in together and just walk in. So I would like to thank the staff for their hard work in bringing all of those chairs and stuff. And I'd like to recognize our sponsors. We are so proud of you, and we certainly could not have done this event without your help. And I've already noticed what a great audience you all are. Pat yourselves on the back. I'm so excited. You're fantastic. And I know how well you listen already. So as I read the names of our sponsors and they stand, I certainly would like for you to hold your applause until so everyone can hear these names. AAUW Dallas Chapter, Dallas Women's Foundation, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Dallas Alumni Chapter, Federally Employed Women Dallas Area Chapter, James Due Process, La Voz del Anciano, League of Women Voters of Dallas, LULAC District 3, NARAL Pro-Choice Texas, National Council of Jewish Women Greater Dallas, Peacemakers Inc., Planned Parenthood of Greater Texas, Population Media Center, SE Dallas Business and Professional Women's Club, TEA Fund, Temple Shalom Sisterhood, United Nations Association Dallas Chapter, the Veteran Feminists of America, Women Bureau United States Department of Labor, Women's Council of Dallas County, Inc., and we have one also that's not in our program, and we're so proud of them, 100 Black Women of America. Isn't this fantastic? We also want to thank our sponsors, and if you would take time to read in the program the names, and we're so proud of you, and thank you all so much. At this time, I would like to introduce a member of WIN and also a commissioner, Commissioner Dr. Teresa Daniels. She's going to present the proclamation and from the Commissioner's Court, and also introduce our elected officials. Please, let's give a wonderful warm hand for Commissioner.
Good morning, and thank you very much, all of us joining in a happy celebration. You know, as they say, we're not quite done yet with our work on voting rights and all those kinds of things, but it definitely was a big step forward to include 50% of the population in that process. I would like to say that none of this happens by ourselves, and in that governance piece, that also does not happen alone. So I would like to start by introducing those people who have signed in, and then let's see the other elected officials who is not here. Bernadette Nuttall, who is District 9 Trustee, DISD. Let's see, Adam Magoo, where are you? Here. Alicia Petrie, who is the Dallas County Treasurer here. I know that you're going to see the Mayor of Dallas. You'll also hear more from Dallas County Commissioner Clay Jenkins. Christina McCowan, the Mayor Pro Tem of DeSoto, is over. The Honorable Tony Rose, who is State Rep, is over here, District 110, and sitting right in front of her, the good Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson. Garcia, the Honorable Rick Callahan, who is the City of Dallas. Judge Martin Hoffman of the 68th District Court. It has to be legible, is the other part, I'm sorry. But I think Lee Kleiman, council member. The Honorable Sandy Grayson, Dallas City Council. Colonel King Arnold. And the good Judge Gracie Lewis. District Judge the Honorable Monica Alonso. That was signed and passed this Tuesday. Whereas August 26th marks the anniversary of the passage of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States in 1920, which prohibited denying any citizen the right to vote based on gender. For 70 years, women of diverse and varied backgrounds, such as Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Ida B. Wells, fought long and hard to ensure women would no longer be denied the right to vote and that their voices would be heard. As a result of this struggle, lasting from 1848 to 1920, historic change occurred, a step that forever transformed our nation, whereas Texas was the 9th state in the Union, the first Southern state to ratify the 19th Amendment. In Dallas County history, Mrs. Fred Harris was the first woman appointed to serve on the Dallas County Commissioners Court in 1942. Nancy Judy in District 2 was the first woman elected to serve on the Dallas County Commissioners Court from 1979 to 94, and Margaret Kelleher was the first woman elected to serve as county judge of the Dallas County Commissioners Court in 1998. I'll just jump down ahead now. Therefore, on this very special occasion, we must bear in mind that while women have overcome difficult obstacles, there are still many challenges ahead. We must continue to work towards achieving total equality for all of us. The livelihood and success of our future generation depends on it. This was signed in open court by all 5 commissioners. And thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your time.
so much, Commissioner. It is an honor to have our mayor with us today. He will present the proclamation that they introduced, I think, at the city council meeting. And it is such an honor to have a person here who has led our city, whereas he has done so much. And we appreciate him greatly. And I would like for you to give a very, very great welcome to our mayor, Mike Rowe.
Thank you very much. This is a special day. I get to pull out my white jacket. It's exciting to... This crowd gets bigger and bigger, doesn't it, every year? I want it always to be here, but it's starting to overflow. So it's a fabulous day, especially in 95, just 5 years away from 100. And the centennial of this, one of the most important things that's ever happened in the United States of America, to making sure that women have equal rights, long and coming in civilization, in one of the greatest countries on the earth. You know, a lot of people say that America is not great. We need to, there's a lot of work to be done, but I think America's pretty good. And one of the reasons is every generation makes it better and stronger. And the women in this country have been the change agent over the last century. If you really see what's happened, men kind of move a little slow, but the women they kind of blow past us and they kind of push for change. And so when I think of things like Title IX, I think Title IX was one of the most important things. And I say, for you that don't know Title IX, it's the one that allows, has colleges give the equal scholarships to women's sports. Okay? I worked in business a long time before Title IX, and there was a marked change in women's leadership after that. These women that have gone to college and competed and teamed and learned to lead. It's been remarkable. There have been days, there have been special moments along that 100 years. But I just want to say to you as leaders, thank you. We're so fortunate to have a great Congresswoman in Eddie Bernice Johnson that represents. And I'm so proud to call our first female mayor, Adeline Harrison, a friend of mine. Remarkable. We've got a mayor pro tem now with Monica Alonso. She, a female mayor pro tem. You can see it all around. I could go on for 10, 15 minutes about each and every accomplishment in this room. But look, I just want to get on board. I just want to get on board this train because it's happening and it's changing for the good. And with that, I will read our city proclamation. Whereas we celebrate the 95th anniversary of the passage of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America on August 26, 1920, which changed the course of America by opening the voting booth to women. And whereas women of diverse and varied backgrounds worked together and died for women's suffrage, the 72-year-old struggle for the right to vote that began at the world's first Women's Right Convention in 1848 and ended with the addition of the 19th Amendment to the United States of America's Constitution in 1920. And whereas women of today have accepted their responsibilities, privileges as citizens, and have become leaders in the city, state, and nation, thereby creating opportunities for all those women who follow. Women have given their time, talents, money, and other gifts to the city of Dallas to benefit all the citizens in many ways in the development of quality of life, to build a peaceful, loving, and sustainable environment, enhance the culture and education of all ages, and resolve conflicts. Whereas women have served the city of Dallas in many roles, including mayor, city council members, commission chairs, judges, and other elected officials, owners, managers of businesses, philanthropists, volunteers, most importantly, mothers, mentors, leaders of schools, and other civic organizations, women consistently exercise their precious right to vote and provide their labor, talents, vision, spirit, and dedication to achieve equality for all women and men. Now, therefore, I, Michael S. Rawlings, Mayor of the City of Dallas, and on behalf of the Dallas City Council, do hereby proclaim the day of August 26, 2015 as Women's Equality Day in the city of Dallas, Texas. My mother lived hard and fought hard and grew in the decades of her life and have passed on a baton to my daughter, who's making a difference in this world today. And I see it in my life as I see it throughout this city. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. We truly appreciate it. Our county judge, Clay Jenkins, we are so proud of his work. He and the mayor both have been leaders in so many things in the county and in the city. And we are so proud of you, Clay Jenkins. So would you welcome my friend and yours, Judge Jenkins.
Well, it's no coincidence that both the mayor and I are here. One of the co-chairs of this event is my mom, along with her good friend. And my mom sent a message through my staff to me and the mayor that both of us boys were expected to be here. So we're here, my mom. A member of WIN. Actually, she was inducted to WIN or I guess nominated into WIN by Commissioner Teresa Daniel, who gave the proclamation for us a couple of years ago. And my mom is not the co-chair of this event because she's my mom. I'm who I am because she's my mom, right? Like every kid that's ever been born. We are who we are because of who our mothers were. And so I'm very thankful for that today. And the mayor did a fantastic job and so did Dr. Daniel, of recognizing the many dignitaries in the room. I just want to tell you a short story and then I'll sit down. A couple of weeks ago, my mom and my 9-year-old and I had the opportunity to take a little quick getaway to South Padre Island. Because you know Mom, she likes to ride water slides and body surf in the ocean. Well, at least my 9-year-old talked her into doing those things. And on the way back from that trip, we had to drive back to the airport in Harlingen. And not for the first time, my mom reminded me of what it was like to grow up as a woman, working and raising kids as a single mom, what it was like to grow up in a little town in Waxahachie, Texas, where her mom and her mom's mom helped raise her, and by the way, helped raise me and my sister when we were little. And neither of those people, when they were born, had the right to vote. And actually, my great-grandmom told me the story when I was little about getting to go vote and getting the right to vote. So it is a precious right, and we do, as Dr. Daniel likes to say, we're not done yet. And we've got many great things. I agree with Mayor Rawlings. This is a great country. When the person who says it's not a great country, who I won't mention any names, but they always wear a red hat when they get off their helicopter, so their swirly hair will go crazy. When they said that on the television the other day, my 9-year-old said, "That man's mean and he's wrong." So Mom, you're doing a good job of indoctrinating your granddaughter. But we do live in a great country, but here in Dallas, we have too many kids, and in Dallas County, we have too many kids that are going to bed hungry. We have too many kids who don't have their best chance to move forward in their schools. We have too many kids who live in neighborhoods that aren't as safe as they should be. 1 in 4 of our working families don't have access to health care. We've made some great strides. Obamacare, the things we're doing in the schools, the things that we're doing with child hunger, but there's a lot of work to be done. And I know that you are with us shoulder to shoulder doing that work. And I know that it is, as the mayor said, it is women that are leading the way on these issues, that are speaking truth to power, that are holding their elected officials accountable to deal with these issues for the most vulnerable and the least among us. I'm honored to serve as your county judge, and I'm very honored to be here with you today. Thank you so much for the work that you do. Thank you, Mom, for all that you've done for me, and thank you, Mom, very much.
There is one other person that we do need to recognize, and that's Vivian Castleberry. Great work you did, Vivian, and are doing, but on women's issues with the paper and founding so many organizations for women. How many of you are familiar with David Letterman's Top 10? Yeah. Well, I have, and I'm sorry to say that I'm going to present 10 reasons why women don't vote and their excuses. Now, what number do we start with?
10.
10, that's good. We're going to start with number 10. Oh, I'm just not informed enough about the candidates. Number 9. I certainly have better things to do with my time than vote. Number 8. My vote is just one vote and it doesn't even matter. Number 7. I'm not lazy, I just can't take off work. Number 6. You're good counters. Oh, I just forgot. Number 5. I didn't feel well. Number 4. There was an election? I didn't know there was an election. I don't keep up with that. Number 3. I don't like politics and I don't like politicians. No, oh, some of you are shaking your heads. Number 2. I'm not going to register because if I do, I have to serve on a jury. They didn't know it's changed, right? Number 1. My husband always tells me what to do on things like that. I'm not through. He always writes out a list of the people I'm supposed to vote for, and he forgot to leave it for me on election day. True stories I've heard for the years, and I know you have too. Some of you were going, yeah, I've heard that one, yes. But let me tell you, in my opinion, the remedy for this affliction is more women, more informed, more involved, and more assertive. say something, I'm going to, tip your hats to the men who are in this room. They're wise, they're brilliant, and they support women, and they also know how important it is for a woman to be equal at the table. It took an amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America for a woman, American women, that they, like men, deserved all the rights and responsibilities of citizenship. Wow. But women have made gains in the last 95 years. We have learned that our country succeeds when women vote and succeed. Investing in gender equality and women's empowerment can unlock human potential on a transformational scale. I'd like to share with you just a few of the names of the brave women who have made a difference. Representative Bella Abzug, who just she helped to designate August 26th as Women's Equality Day. Sandra Day O'Connor became the first woman But let me tell you, this is when the Supreme Court overturned a law stating that a husband is head and master of women's property. Wow. Representative Patsy Mink, mayor, was one of the principal officers of Taiwan. Rosa Parks, who refused to Alice Paul, a feminist, suffrage, and suffragette, and women's rights. Barbara Jordan. Southern black female to be elected to the United States of Representatives and leader of the Civil Rights Movement. Ellen Ochoa, the first Hispanic American woman in space and who is now currently the director of the Johnson Space Center. Our own Ann Richards. Woman elected in her own right showed that a woman, well, I wanted to say from Texas, I don't think I added that, but from Texas, and showed that a woman could be flawed, funny, and brilliant all at the same time. And it was Anne, in her singular style, who offered her commentary on the capability of women. Ginger Rogers did everything that Fred Astaire did, but she just did it backwards and in high heels. This is such a tiny, tiny list of women who have helped.
Please don't despair, ladies. I deliberately broke this video into two parts because now, after all the speeches, the action really begins.